Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Kottabos Space Program. And today, we're going to do a bit of an experiment. Now, the last few episodes, we have been having fun with some space planes, and I'm getting better at piloting them. Over the weekend, I did a good few flights just kind of messing around, and I almost got the space plane design that I used in the last episode into an orbit. I was still a little bit short on fuel, but I essentially ended up just circumnavigating the globe, which, you know what? Not that bad. I didn't end up landing it. I had to use the ejection system. But yeah, we kind of ran out of fuel, and things just went wrong. But today we're returning to the vehicle assembly building, though, because I still have a lot to learn about the space planes, and I'm wanting to do that off camera just so I don't, spend a huge amount of time on that, trying to perfect that art. So what we are going to do instead today is play around with this, my Ion multi-launcher. Now, I have yet to do anything with ion engines, and I wanted to experiment with them, and I also wanted to experiment with launching up multiple smaller probes. And so we have just a real basic rocket design that I'm fairly certain will get us into space. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm 90% sure that it'll make it into space. And then on top we have two separate probes here, both ion engines, and with the nice little xenon gas and a little probodobine octo, and of course some batteries, some nuclear reactors, and antennae. A very basic science probe that I'm hoping to send into deep space. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I wanted to try this mission for two reasons. As I said, I've never really worked with the ion engines, so I wanted to experiment with those. And I also wanted to experiment with multi-launching ships, so sending up 2 to 3 of the same design or more at the same time. And I wanted to do this because I've got some missions planned for in the future that this sort of knowledge will be very, very useful for me. Especially with having multiple probes attached to a larger vessel, hint hint. Yes, I've been actually meaning to do this mission for ages, but then they released the new patch. There was all sorts of new cool stuff that I had to redesign everything, and so my big deep space mission keeps getting pushed back. But yeah, so we're going to do a little bit more testing today, working with the ion engines and having multiple ships. Now, this isn't too strange, as we have done similar missions to this in the past, like our first docking experiment, where we went up. Well, actually, I think I still have that saved somewhere on here. Maybe? Maybe not. Oh, yeah, station test. I think that's it, at least. Yeah, so we launched up this, and we had the crew in this module, and then we had this RCS-powered craft that would detach, flip around, and then dock with the space station for testing. So we do know that this works, but I wanted to test it on a smaller scale with probes, because I'm having ideas in my head of launching multiple probes in a single mission, so I wanted to try it on the smaller scale. Now, this was, of course, kind of a pain to create, and it'll be interesting when I do try and launch a lot of probes all in one mission, having to create all of these. As far as I know, there's no, copy-paste command, but I could be entirely wrong. I certainly do not know all the hotkeys in this game. I should probably look that up. Hey, if you know, though, please give me a shout. But yeah, I'm going to double check the staging. I'm fairly certain that this is all correct, but as always, I'm going to give it a double check, and I will meet you guys on the launch pad, which we haven't used in a couple of episodes. So I will see you there. Okay, we are on the launch pad and ready to go. I won't bother pitting that up for now. So we've got the, of course, solid rocket booster stages on this, so I don't worry too much about my resources in the first stage. But let's give this thing a go and launch. And 3, 2, 1. Alright, we have a good solid liftoff. No wibbling or wobbling. That's always a good thing. And yeah, I'm liking this one so far. It is definitely shooting up quick with these solid rocket boosters. It's been actually a long time since we've used solid rocket boosters, ever since I figured out my medium to heavy lifter launch design. I haven't used the sort of solid rockets in ages. Really, I only ever use them with small ships like this, because otherwise you need too many of them to make a difference with the larger ships. But yeah, with this small design, it'll definitely save us a lot of fuel. Bam, let's do that. Start our turn. Let's just... there we go. SAS back on. Alright, launching quite nicely on the 90-degree mark, as we typically tend to do. So it's just a good spot to go with. So it's actually... yeah, let's start turning it a little more. And then go into the map view and see what we are looking like. So we are at 40 kilometers there. Seems to be going well. Let's bring it down there. Just look at this stage. And I want to try and bring this to about 100 meters, or 100,000 meters rather. That's usually a good sweet spot for us to work with. So let's end it right there. Barely anything left in this stage, but oh well, we do have another rocket stage to help us with circularizing our orbit. Let's see here, a little bit more. 100 and 112. I know I really don't need to be fine-tuning it this much, but I like to. So let's just move ourselves over to the burn point that we need. Alrighty. Slow going, because as with so many of our missions, I forgot to put any form of RCS on this thing. I really need to stop forgetting about that. Though I guess it's not that big of a deal. We're not really trying to dock with anything or go to any special mission. We're just launching a probe. And hopefully having all be well. Alright. Go. Just lock the SAS in there. Now we're barely going to get anything out of what's left of the fuel in this. In our second stage with the rocket is a much smaller rocket. So I don't entirely know what's going to go on there burn-wise. But this estimated burn is definitely going to be wrong, because we are not going to get 16 seconds out of what we have left in our liquid fuel and oxidizer. So, knowing the tiny engine that I have on the last rocket stage, probably going to be more like 40 seconds or so. That sounds about right. So I may start burning here at the 20-second mark. I think that will be good. Let's just get a little bit more on our point. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Oop, nope, I'm doing it the wrong way. Okay, okay. And yeah, that's where we are at. And there goes that fuel. Oh, it's not letting me stage from there. There we go. Okay, a little bit much. I could have sworn you could stage from the map. I may be just completely forgetting things because, yeah, it's been a long day at the time of recording this. Ooh. We're actually losing altitude at the moment. I don't like that. We'll be picking back up here, so we've got about 12 seconds left on this. It's looking good. It's back to the map view. What is that looking like? Ooh, very nice, very nice. Woo, okay, we're out to about 150,000 there. That works for me. So let's see, where exactly do I want to send these probes out to? Because I'm just going to do a big burn with whatever I have left of this fuel. And yeah. Ooh, now if we... I think this might be fun. If we just... Well, first remove that node, because we don't need that anymore. Add a maneuver node there. And just see what happens. That could be interesting. So yeah, I think that I am just going to get to this point here and burn until the fuel on these run out, and then start up those ion engines. I don't exactly know how well that's going to go, but, you know, it might be good. Like I said, I've never used the ion engines before, so I have honestly no clue what's going to happen with them. But let's find out. So I'll bring you guys back in with me once I get over to this point and we start the burn. So for now, let's do a little fast forwarding. Okay, well, we are back now, and we are at a good spot, I think. So let's just start to burn. This is not going to really be that precise of a burn. We're not really shooting for anywhere specifically. I'm just wanting to launch my probes out into the cosmos and see what happens to them. So let's just zoom out here. Yeah, I don't need that probe anymore. Do I still have the Star Fury up there? Oh, I do! I thought I ended that flight. Okay. Alright, let's keep on our prograde point. How is this going? And all of our wonderful stuff on the moon. We are about at 50% fuel, so I don't exactly know how well these engines are going to serve us. Hoping, no, we probably won't even get in. Well, we might get intersect with this unintentionally. Oh, actually. Alright, that's going much better than I thought. Let's zoom out. That is our current course. Let's keep on burning. See how far we can get on all the fuel that's left here. I think that would be fun. We still got a lot of planets we need to visit on this. Whoa! What happened? Where's our, Oh, there it is again. Alright, it left us there for a moment. So yeah, we've got things on Duna and Eve. We've got a lot of other planets to get to, though. Alright, and that is our final stage. let's just pop that. And now we have... Well, let's extend our antennas. I really should have put these to an action group, especially considering I can't see the darn things now that we're on the dark side of the planet here. Kind of difficult to see. Alright, there we go. So that probe, its antennas are extended, and as are this one's. Now, I'm debating on exactly how I want to fly these. Do I want to just start with the one probe and have it go until, you know, it runs out of fuel? Or do I want to release these two probes now and send them both on their way? I gotta admit, I'm curious as to what would happen on both of those counts. Where exactly is that all taking us to? That's actually not bad. So we'll take us out as far as the orbit of Dres, or Dres, or however it's pronounced. Yeah, you know what? I think we are going to separate these two probes and let them go on their way for now. So let's just decouple you. And let's... There we go. Accelerate a bit. I do like that glow of the ion engine there. Alright, we'll let it accelerate until it runs out of charge. Though, wow, I thought that 2 nuclear reactors might be good enough, but apparently not. Let's go to the other probe. And, I actually wonder if perhaps we should try and adjust its trajectory a bit. I don't know how powerful these ion tries are, so I don't know exactly how much we could actually affect our orbit, but perhaps... I don't know, I just kind of want to experiment here, so let's angle this thing. Whoop. There we go. Angle you. Yeah, we'll get right in the middle somewhere. Right here. There we go. And let's see if this changes this at all. It would help if the engines were actually active. There we go. Well, it is doing a little bit. It does seem to be decreasing it, and it is slightly angling our orbit, so even though this thing doesn't have a whole lot of kick to it, it is affecting it somewhat. Though just a single tiny ion drive isn't exactly great. But yeah, I do like the look of it. Nice little probe here. That is the launcher debris. So the other ship is about 1.5 kilometers away. Alright. Well, let's just throttle this thing down now. That is an interesting probe. I definitely... Whoop! Close. Huh. I didn't actually know that F3 did that. It actually brings up the little flight results. That's cool. I don't even know why I just pressed F3, but there we go! Alright, I do like this little probe. It is a good one. Now that I have these floating out in the cosmos, I will attempt to do some maneuvering with them and see exactly how much these ion thrusters affect their orbital paths and so forth. But that is something for me to do on my own. You guys don't need to see all of that, as it will probably be several hours of me very, very boringly going through. Okay, now if I angle it this way and throttle it up now... So, yeah, that is going to be it for me from this episode then. We launched ourselves some nice little probes. We've got Mark 1, and whoop, that's debris, and oh, the other one's out of range now. Really? How far is it away? Oh, 3 kilometers? I thought you could go a bit further than that with switching between, but I guess not. Oh, well. But yes, we have that ion multi-launcher up there, and this other one here. I'll have to name them something interesting since they are now probes heading out into the great beyond, the cosmos of our solar system. So, yes, I hope you have enjoyed and that you come back for the next episode where I have no idea what we're going to be doing. I'm tempted to go back to space planes, but I really want to return to the VAB for a bit because we haven't really been there much recently. But we'll see what I come up with for that next episode. But thank you for watching, and as always, my friends, have a good one.